This is a demonstration of the SQL report called Brightspace for Parents Account Summaries. I'm at a school level. You have to run this at the school. I'm hiding the school because I want to publish this video. We'll go to SQL Reports, and it's called Brightspace for Parents Account Summaries. We're going to run that, and normally you'd run this with hide student names off, but I'm going to turn on hide student names so I can publish, and I will run this and we'll discuss the report. Basically what this is going to do is it's going to provide all of the linkages between students and contacts and what the status is of their Brightspace connection. And also any concerns that we might have about overusage of an email address, and we'll look at that in a moment. So here we have student 1050, which of course you would see a student name there. And we have the mother, you'd see the names, the mother's email address. We have an indication that there isn't an overusage of the email address, so we won't have to worry about it there. And then we have custody and lives with turned on in PowerSchool. So that means that this student, this contact, has automatic access. But you'll see here that the other relationship, or down here the uncle, missing at least one of these flags, they do not get access. And of course, if this person here, this mother on 8942, this mother has the two flags, custody and lives with, but is missing an email address, so we can't attach a Brightspace account. And there's one student I'd like to look at in particular, one that I've made an adjustment in the adjustment area. So what I'll do is I'll use the filter and dive to that student, which is up here, 1502, filter down to this one student, and you'll see that in this case I've got the father with a forced access. So in this situation I'm assuming that the mother and father are separated, and the mother has custody and lives with. The father does not have has custody but does not live with. So by default they would not get automatic access, but we've used the other module on the contacts that we've added to force access for this father account. Okay. Now one more thing we'll take a look at, and that is there are situations where the multiple usage of an email address can be problematic. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the records where the email has been used on more than one person. So we'll jump here. And we have three examples of students where there are two people that have an email address that matches. In fact, these two are the same pair on email 037 at Hotmail, and then there's one down here where the email is shared amongst the mother and father. So we have to discuss this as far as how we're going to approach it, but in this case, let's take a look at the bottom one. In this case, I'm not too worried about it because the mother and father, they both are indicated as living with the child, and they're sharing an email address on Yahoo. So if we grant access to this email 14, which is not actually what it's called, it's actually a real email, email 14 at Yahoo, both the mother and father are going to gain access through that one email. That's not a problem because they both have the automatic flags. But let's take a look at these two. In this situation, the father and the grandmother share an email address. And now that's improbable. It might be a data error, but it can happen where an email address is shared amongst two people. So when you see that, you're going to see the names of the two people. And it could be that the two names are the names that are on the screen, but it could be that that email is attached to someone completely different. And you'll want to know that to ensure that you understand who's got access to that student in Brightspace. So in this situation, we have to make a decision. You see that one person who has access to this mailbox does not have the proper flags to gain access, whereas the other person does have the proper flags. I'm recommending that in this situation we actually deny access to the father, because if we grant access to email 037 and the grandmother has access to that box, that means that the grandmother is going to see content, and these flags say that that grandmother should not see content in Brightspace. So that's a decision that's forthcoming, but it's a good idea to check out the email multi-use filters to see how many people are in there, who they are, and then resolve those issues if they are truly issues. Okay, but the purpose of this is to outline who's got access and who doesn't have access. And you can work through here to pursue any changes you want to make using the forced area. Okay, thanks.